What is up, guys? So, I just did a vlog recently um, about the elements and the basics and things like that. But as I was finished, it just came to me that I really wanted to make a video or vlog, whatever, on a topic that's really important to me. I don't know why I'm necessarily doing it, but I'll see as what happens. But I really want to talk about what it is, what my message is about being whole. And I really want to talk about that because this is something that I don't see happening anywhere else. And in my time of living on planet Earth, I've always, and I don't know if anybody has relates to me on this, but I've always been somewhere or experienced something that was just, oh, this is nice, this is cool, but it never felt like it had the whole package. Like, it never felt like everything was whole, like it was just something missing. And everywhere I went, it was always feeling like something was missing. And don't get me wrong, I understand the whole, whatever you focus on, that's what you get, blah, 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 BS. I do. But it just, I know I'm not the only one. And what it is that I'm working on building is just a community of people who are whole. But what is it that I mean? Who like what is it? What do I mean by that? I'm all about healing, and healing is not just one area of pain and it goes away. It is in a lot of areas. It could be healing emotionally, physically, mentally, the way you just think about things, or just a variety of different things you just didn't know. And the whole point I want to just talk about is, how do we become whole? What does that even look like? Is that something that's even possible? Is that just a random thing? But what I mean by this is people who actually know themselves and are complete. But when I say complete, I don't mean like you're complete and you just stop and you don't grow. No, you're not going to do that. You can be complete, but then you reach what I've discovered. You reach a whole new level when you become whole and complete, that then you expand and experience yourself. And I've been kind of in this space, and this is kind of something I want to share with people. But being whole to me is understanding how your emotions work, understanding like what triggers you, what doesn't, what your strengths and what your weaknesses are, understanding how your thought process works, like actually understanding how you think. Like, if someone was to ask you how you think, you're not thinking about it, you just know, like, okay, this is how I think, and be able to describe it with great detail and know that there's more things that you can expand on. Also understanding that certain things that everybody else around you is doing, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's for you. So actually learning where to go get your truth from. And what I mean by that is going inside and getting your truth. Because I've discovered that for me, when people give me like advice or try to give me stuff, it doesn't really help as much, versus when I go inside, I get truth, understanding, understanding, overstanding, all of that complete package, that wholeness, that advice that's specifically designed for me to get it and grow with it. And I think a lot of people need to find that truth for themselves. Me, I have to go inside and meditate. I talk with Source, Great Spirit, God, whoever you want to name it. Whatever it is, or wherever you go to get your truth, go there. And I've just discovered that 30%, like, I don't know, I'm using percentages here, but like there's like a 30% success rate when I ask other people, versus when I go inside, the chances are much greater. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean to like don't ask people for help or stuff like that. I had to be careful in that. But understand where you get your truth from and expand on that. But I feel like a lot of people aren't whole in this world, and they need to be healed. Again, what I mean by healed, if you look at the origin of the word, it means to bring wholeness. So in whatever area you need this healing or to be brought whole in, that you should be aware of that and actually actively work on doing that. Because there are some people who know what they need to do, but they just don't want to do it. And I just feel like I'm not alone on this, where there's a lot of people who know themselves, who really know themselves, know how they work, know how they operate, know what areas that's not for them, know just about a lot about themselves to be complete. Because I feel like a lot of people who are incomplete look for others to complete them. And if you do that, what I have seen in my experience is people who do that, they develop this dependency on another person. Um, and when things go wrong, it completely throws off their world and things like that. Versus, when you're whole and you meet someone else who's whole, you two can come together and the relationship is completely different. You're not trying, this person is not being the adult and trying to repair a child who's in adult form. It's like, no, both know themselves, they both know how they operate, and they both want to come together, be together, and share their strengths to the other person, or whatever it is. It could be someone else's weakness or things like that. You just know what you're good at, you know what you're not good at. So when you meet someone who they know themselves and they're like, oh, I can handle this. This is easy. That's your strength. They do that. So you guys come together. You're both whole people, and you can create a whole environment. And the type of community I would like to help create or design is just that, people who are whole, and also have like ways to help people who want to become whole. And be in a community of people who that is their goal, to help others become whole. And it's not judgmental. It's not, oh, well, because you're bad at this, you're a horrible person, so jump off a cliff. Like, no, like people who uplift each other and just just want things to get better. And I've come to discover that if you really look at the core of things, why people do half the things they do, if it's crazy, if you just look and ask yourself, are they whole? Are they getting something that are they lacking in a certain area? Is something that they need or things like that? You'll see that a lot of people just aren't that. And honestly, that's just what I'm trying to build. So literally the whole mission of dynamic spiritual healings is really to bring healings to those who need help in those areas of just becoming whole. Because there are certain things about myself that I did not know, and other people, brought it to my attention, and it helped me to become who I am today. Now I know about myself, and I know half the things I do when I know it's messed up, but sometimes I just don't care. But I know also too, at the same time, it's like there's this part of me that's sees past all the stuff like I don't feel like doing or don't want to deal with other people or whatever. It just sees past all of that. It wants to help people. So I know that part, and I even though I don't want to, half the time I act on it, and it works out. And also too is that there are going to be people who bring things to your attention that you may not be aware of, and that's part of the expansion. So what I mean by this, when I said earlier, like this area after you're complete, is when you're complete, you know who you are, how you operate. If someone was to bring something to your attention that was, like probably unfavorable to you, okay, most people would just be like, oh, fuck you, like, I'm not like this, okay, no, that's not how I operate. Okay, obviously you have an understanding, okay, there's something about me that I'm not aware of that they're telling me. Let me listen. And from your internal compass is what they're saying is true or not true. And you're like, okay, if it's true, you're like, okay, well, thanks for bringing that to my attention. I didn't know that. I can work on that. Thank you. I appreciate you. But someone else who may say, oh, well, you do this and that's not you. You're like, oh, okay, I see you. Well, thank you. And or you might be the other way around. Like, nah, that's not me. But cool. You were brave to tell me that, and go about your day. So knowing how you operate, and then you can expand. So once you're complete in the expansion, you may discover, okay, I like extreme stuff. But what extreme stuff do I like? So you're complete in the sense of you know that about yourself. So now you can expand on your completion. Expand on, okay, I like to extreme stuff. So I'm going to go jump out of a plane next week. I'm going to go skydiving, guys. Not killing yourself, skydiving. But I'm going to go cave diving. You know that. So now you're experiencing yourself. And that's really the goal once you're complete, is knowing how you operate and then expanding and experiencing yourself in your completion, and you just expand off of that. It's just it literally like helps each other. The completion, you expand, the expansion leads to experience, the experience goes back to the completion, and it's literally all back together. It's all just working together to expand. And you're going to discover that there's some mystery to some things that you're like, I know nothing about that. And you know that. You can own up to that. Like, I have no idea how that works. And once you experience it, it just adds on to the expansion of you. So that's honestly what it is that I wanted to talk about. And I would love to meet other people who are like-minded, like this. And if you are, and you see this video, please contact me, because my whole thing right now is really, I want to build a community of people like this who are centered on, being whole, teaching other people how to become whole in a very loving way. Let me say that, a very loving way, and wanting to take it to another level of expansion and experience. So if that is you, I gotta bring my dog into this again. If that is you, because he likes to bark, and you're in another vlog again. If that is you, then please contact me, because I would love to get things started. So that being said, I'm going to end the vlog and see what he's barking about, and I will talk to you guys soon. Do you want to say bye? Do you want to say bye? No? Okay, he don't want to say bye. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Later.